packed his bags on a sunny morn, left his loved ones, heartache was born. A uniform on, he stood so proud, said goodbye to his family in the crowd. With every step, he felt the weight, fighting for freedom and unsealed fate. Images haunting him, shadows that creep, a soldier's burden too heavy to keep. Now there's a war at home, deep in his soul, where the battles rage on and the wounds take their toll. He's back in the arms of the ones that he loves, but they can't see the scars, can't see what he's made of. With a drink in his hand and a song in his heart, he drinks to old Jason. It tears him apart. Around the table, laughter fills the air, but he's lost in the silence, a ghost in a chair. They talk of the future, dreams yet to chase, but he's stuck in the past, no comfort, no grace. He battles the visions, the cries in the night, trying to shield them from his internal fight. Most days he sweeps it deep down inside, but there's no escaping memories that hide. Now there's a war at home, deep in his soul, where the battles rage on and the wounds take their toll. He's back in the arms of the ones that he loves, but they can't see the scars, can't see what he's made of. With a drink in his hand and a song in his heart, he drinks to old Jason. It tears him apart. And then one night in prayer he cried out for peace, holding on to this pain, Lord, please give me release. And in the silence he felt a warm glow, a brotherhood gathered, the strength they bestow. They'd also seen battles, fought demons inside. In the fellowship of brotherhood he found a new stride. So now he's learning to let it all be, to share the load with those who can see. Together they rise with scars that connect, knowing this journey requires deep respect. He's not just a soldier, but a man who believes that healing is real when you fight what deceives. With his brothers beside him, he's finding his way in the war at home. Thank you for your service and the sacrifices made. Because of your pain, freedom will never fade.
Veterans, active duty. Are you carrying something nobody else can see? Have you tried to fill that emptiness with alcohol, pills, work, anger, isolation, only to wake up feeling just as lost? Are you tired? Tired of fighting battles long after the uniform comes off? Maybe you've been told to just suck it up. Maybe you've convinced yourself nobody understands. And you're at the point where you're ready to give up. You don't have to fight alone. Freedom at a price. An American military family have partnered together to bring hope, healing, and purpose to those who have served. Real people, real conversations, real hope. This could be the step that changes everything. Every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. We got your six. Because heroes need to be rescued too.
Looks like you and me. Tommy, you there?
Hi, Deb.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
Good.
You look good. What are you up to?
Not much today. Just
Yeah.
kind of recovering. I was helping my parents out the last weekend. Up to the 4th of July, I did 3 days of work over my parents. So
Oh, did you? How
yeah,
far away are they from you?
they're about 3 hours.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah,
How's your boy doing?
he's doing good.
Recording in progress.
Good, good stuff. I think it's a big comeback for you. How are you feeling about everything?
Good.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, as of this last month, I was caught up all on taxes and everything. So this was the first month where I got a little bit of a breather.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so financially that feels nice.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and then I've been doing a lot of VA appointments one after another between physical therapy. Been doing some behavioral health stuff too with the Missoula Vet Center. Just trying to get more socialization, not necessarily trying to go through a therapy modality, right?
Yeah,
Just
that's all good too. You need
yeah,
both, you know? That's
yeah.
good stuff. What
Um,
how you completed Marcus, you graduated. That was
yes,
a while ago. When was that?
that was let's see, May 18th, I
Yeah,
think, yeah, or
that's a
May
good day.
11th, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, good
Yeah,
enough. You know, the door's open for you if availability works. It's a month. It's a whole month, and it's in Idaho, and that is at now what's it called? It's their resort out there for hyperbaric chamber treatment.
yeah.
It's beautiful. Summit. Thank you, Rose. It's excellent, excellent. And you know, quite a few of the guys we've had, a lot of guys that are going through it. I don't have anybody that hasn't come out better on the other side. So, you know, Marcus Institute, that's all great. And I know you got your boy. I don't know how that works. What grade is he in now?
He's going into second grade.
Thought
Uh,
so. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He's still a little guy.
yeah.
You know, they've got living quarters there. It's in a beautiful kind of remote area of Idaho. There's kind of a shopping area around there, that kind of thing. The housing there, they've got gigantic gym. It's fabulous, Olympic sized pool, all the weight stuff, waiting rooms, meeting rooms, that kind of thing. It's really a lovely venue, but it's also depending on how many people are there. You may be the only one there at any given time. There may be other people there, but you have your own residence there. You go in for the treatments. It's absolute state of the art. Again, haven't had anybody that hasn't gone through that didn't come out feeling better at the end of the day. So kind of keep that on your radar. If you decide you want to pursue something like that, we'll fly you out there and let you get into experience with that. And I think they've got the treatments could go 1 to 2 times a day, but a maximum of probably a 28-day month, something like that. So
Okay.
keep it in the back of your mind. If it's something you think you can do or want to talk about, we're here. Just reach out and give me a shout out on it, okay?
Absolutely, Deb. You've always pointed me in the right direction. So
Yeah,
definitely interested. This is the Summit Hyperbaric. Is
yeah,
that what it? Okay.
yeah.
I'll look that up and see if I can get an application and go on.
Well, I'll make an intro for you. How's that?
Yeah.
All right. And then, it's really at your availability, no rush, no hurry. You'll meet with the doc there, and if he gives you the nod, you're in. And we'll get you on a flight when you decide that's ready. So don't feel like you got to do it tomorrow. Don't wait a year. Find something in the meantime that might work for you where you have an opportunity to go take care of you again. That would be a good follow-up for you. How are you doing on VA benefits? Are you getting everything you're entitled to?
Yes. So my rating is 90% with the TDIU total and permanent kickers on whatever they call those.
Yeah.
So they pay me at the 100%, and I get 100% access as far as medical care and everything goes. So I'm doing okay on that. I would like to see if I could have it eventually bumped up to the full 100% because then I could go back to work.
Sure.
But
Well,
that's
let's do this. Let's hook you up with Robert. He's kind of the magic man at the VA.
yeah,
If there's a chance and what door to walk through, he's probably going to have that information for you. So if you're okay, I'm going to, after this, make a note to call Robert tomorrow and see if we can get your last 10% boosted up.
yeah, that would be great. And I feel like going to the Marcus Institute and doing all the physical therapy and all that
Yeah.
just adds to my case.
Yeah, it definitely
Um,
does.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel like it wouldn't or can't happen. It's just a little nervous stepping out there after my last VSO.
I know, I
So,
know. Step at
yeah,
a time.
yep,
Again, the services are there. I don't anticipate them going away. They're all doing a great job and
yeah,
solid in what they're doing. But it's a door that's open to you, and I'd like to see you get as far down that road in a clean place as you can. So you've
yeah,
proven what you can do. Why not go the full dimension? So, and
yeah.
that's up to your little one and family and all that. Have you got someone to look after him if you were to go away or no?
No, I don't have a designated caretaker in town yet. Crystal and her boyfriend have got a home in Ronan now is the name of the town. It's an hour away.
Oh, it's an hour away. How
Um,
would you feel about, are you comfortable in sharing him while you went for treatment somewhere else or not what you want to do?
no, I feel pretty solid on that. I mean, she watched him while I was doing the Marcus Institute thing, and
That worked out okay?
yeah, and he seemed to do okay. So I just want to make sure that she has like a babysitter, somebody who can step in and give her a breather every now and then, right?
Yeah, yeah, good for you.
Yeah, it's just smart parenting, right? It's when the parent's not stressed out, then the kid's not suffering. So, uh,
That's a fact. That's a
yeah.
fact. And if
So,
anybody would know that, you would, because
yeah,
you're spending all your time with them. That's great. That's great
yeah.
stuff.
And
Man,
I've heard there's other nonprofits out there that focus specifically on that. So I'm gonna get a application going with them.
good. Oh
Uh,
my goodness. Yeah, that would
yeah,
be great. And your son's doing okay?
yeah,
Adjusting?
he's doing great. Yeah,
Beautiful.
he's 7 years old now. He'll be turning 8 this fall. He's swimming okay. We're learning to swim pretty good, and he got through first grade really well. Did his first season of baseball, and so we're making friends and doing good here in Missoula for sure.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Ben, I see you on the line, I see the, hi Nate, we see you as well. Ben, you want to take the floor for a minute and lead us in an opening prayer?
Sure. How's everybody doing?
Doing
I'm
well.
I'm grateful for another day. I'll tell you that.
That's a good attitude. I like that.
Well, let's open this up in prayer. Lord,
Mm.
we thank you so much for the chance, the opportunity, God, that you extended to us to be able to join together here with friends and family, and Lord, with strangers too, that they're really not strangers, but God, we just ask that you would place a beacon over this meeting, Lord, that it would be shown far and wide that the folks who are hurting, they're struggling, they're broken inside, that they need help, they need care, they don't know where to get it, Lord, that you would just extend this out so that they could see it and hear it and even feel it. Lord, that they would not be turned off by it, but they would be drawn into it as you would draw them into you. And Lord, I just ask for your Spirit to lead and guide this conversation, this meeting, and God, that we would glorify you in everything that we do, everything that we say, and we pray this all in the name of Jesus.
Amen to that. Always appreciate you, Ben. Nate, how are you doing? Did I say driving standby? Am I looking at that right? Yep. Talk when you can, buddy. Drive safe first. Don't worry about it. Listening is fine too. So Ben, it's we've had the dialogue, we got like 40 people that signed up to want to be a part of this. Life takes its toll, and I know if we can save one, it's a good thing. I'm more in the can we flood the 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 program with everybody who has a need, but I'm struggling to get this thing where I would like it to be. I welcome anybody's thoughts and input.
Well,
Uh,
I would tell you, just keep going. 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago. But I shared on here scripture to just persevere, to be consistent in what you do, and you just need to remember that all our job to do, all our job is just to sow seeds, Debbie, and
I,
and Scripture tells us that the Lord will bring the increase. So we need to just be consistent, and the time will come, and you're not wrong when one person comes on here and seeks true help and doesn't bite the bullet, so to speak, then
yeah,
if we did
amen
this
on that.
for 52 weeks in a row with no success, on week 52 it is an absolute complete success, and so we just need to have that trust and faith that what we're doing is preparing this, working out the kinks of the platform, that what we're doing is just preparing each and every one of us for the time that's going to come, inevitably going to come. I have faith in that it won't just be one, and we need to be prepared. And right now, I take this as we're just not totally prepared, Deb. And um, and so we just need to be consistent and continue with what we're doing, and have that faith.
I don't disagree with that. I'm a type A person. I do a sprint before I relax. So last week we did have the couple that was asking for help. I did reach out to Rajani with her ART program. She did connect with them. They had never heard of it before. And last I heard, they are going to pursue that. I'm waiting to get confirmation from Rajani. I would expect it this week. So it is a good news. I know that. I just, when we do an intervention, we've got, 25, 30 folks. So I'm just used to a room of chaos. So it's way too calm for me, I guess. But at the end of the day, I hear your message and I agree with it. So it's, I don't know, we're going to be posting these on YouTube so people can watch as they wish. And it's growing, but I've always had a type A personality, go big or go home. So, I know we're doing a lot of pushing. I love the video your wife put together, by the way. She just did such an outstanding job on that. Thank you so much to her for doing that.
Her pleasure, she would tell you.
She's very good at it. Does she
Yes,
work
she
remotely
is.
with you or does she do something else?
So she works in our shop with us. So she does the social media, and she builds videos for us and for other people and for our church and stuff like that. So she kind of gets it's nice when she's able to do something like this where she knows what to do.
Yeah, she
And
does.
and I just kind of leave her to it. But you talk about a type A personality, Deb. I mean, you're talking. There are lots of people on this phone are type A personalities, I'm sure. But I mean, my professions have been firefighter, paramedic, and then special operations. And don't think for a second that the Lord hasn't told me, hang on, just slow down a little bit.
Yeah,
You're not in charge anymore. I am.
yeah.
And I'll give you your cues. And man, I tell you what, life's much simpler when I give, I cast my cares to the Lord. And I know last week I shared that God says that in his word that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. And so we just do the next thing. And I'm telling you, it's not even a feeling that I have. I'm just telling you that the work that we're putting into this is in such a way that there will be an increase on it. And I'm really looking forward to it. I am. In Malachi, God's word says that, and I'll be done after this, but he says that test me and see that I won't open the floodgates of heaven. And what he's talking about is giving. And what each and every one of us are doing right now is giving.
Yeah, that's for sure. And
So
I
this is
appreciate
not an easy thing to do on a Wednesday evening, where everybody's got stuff going on. You said you have 50 people that committed to this, and we have what do we got? 6 people on.
Yeah,
These folks on here are giving, and it will not go unrecognized, and their increase is on the horizon. So just stay steady, stay strong.
amen, amen. From your mouth to God's ears, you know. So Nathan, how are you doing, buddy?
Good. We we were running late to church, and everyone was asking me last week, like, what who are you talking to in the car? And I was
Oh,
like, oh, well, let me tell you.
there
So
you go.
yeah, I really appreciate this as well. Kind of to sorry to use the term like piggyback, but just knowing that this is here every Wednesday. I have people come into my office all the time, and I didn't have anything besides like the ER or the suicide hotline. And I had a guy come in on Monday, and it didn't end up going where I thought it was, which thank God. But I had this in my back pocket, and it was like, okay, if this guy starts to go down the road where I thought he was going to go, like, it gave me so much confidence and assurance. And just to like, not even to send the guy to you guys, but just to have him listen to this.
Oh yeah.
And then I really appreciate the opening and closing of the prayer. That means so much. The more I like get to talk to my buddies that are getting out, the more I'm kind of ashamed of it, but like how many dudes out there are Christians or spiritual, and how we just like never really talked about it, even though we witnessed miracles um, almost on the daily. And so just the spiritual aspect, I'm a Christian. I really appreciate, because I just keep finding more and more people are seeking that, like they saw stuff out there on deployments or on training exercises, and it was like, that guy should be dead, or that lady should have died, and like how. And so I really appreciate the spiritual aspect, for me, Christian aspect of it, and it means a lot. So yeah, and I really appreciate the guy. I'm sorry, it says freedom at a price, but every time he talks, like, I'm always, it's always a little nugget of wisdom. And then same thing with you, Deb. Just you are a type A. I love that. I'm attracted to that type of personality, those type of people I want to work with. So just everything. Like I just really appreciate
As you were
this.
saying all that, it strikes me that where this will go is to where there will be enough of a specialist in the room at all the different facets that need to be addressed to the kind of people we're serving. And so having the faith, having this people that have lived the nightmare, that have taken the steps, Tom's on there. He knows a long time ago what he went through, and yet he's had the strength through very difficult times to go get the treatment and then can talk about it and address it. And that way it goes from a spiritual to also a tangible, where you have an opportunity, to actually talk about what I've done and how it helped. And that gives somebody that hope that there is a solution to the nightmares I'm creating in my own mind from my own service to country and anxieties and things that I experience. So I appreciate all of you. Hey, lady, I see you on that line over there, girl. So welcome. And let me just say, they lost their. You want to call him a therapy dog? This damn dog came to our last intervention. Barrett, this dog was human in fur. I've never seen an animal that was so sensitive to people, nor they to him. And he was, I got, well, Charity, if you want to tell him what happened, I don't know if you do or not. No, no. He, a couple weeks ago, heard a gunshot and ran, and was hit by a truck and was killed. And this dog was there. It's more than a child, I even want to say, because it's just a lifeline for them. And so to see you on the call, I'm proud of you. And I know Will is struggling too. And I know you got a little black lab in the background there. I'm so proud of you guys that you would not run away from that. The love you have is never going to go away. It's heartbreaking, I swear. If only we had one snap of a finger where we could use once in a lifetime. I know a lot of us would have used it for that dog for sure. So I know you're struggling a lot, and I'm sorry about all that, but thanks for joining tonight. It's an amazing journey, right? Because we all have a story, and your story is based on your life circumstance, things that you did in the past, things that happened to you that you don't expect or wish to face, tragedies of untold proportion. A long time ago, I was doing all these burials for the 4th Infantry Division, and I don't know, I was able to do it in a way that I didn't know that it was going to have a cumulative effect, you know. And then after 34 of them, this kid, came back here to Colorado, and they usually have a group of folks that will greet the family and prepare the family before they transfer the body. And in this case, they asked me to do it. And Lord, I wasn't prepared, qualified, all that stuff. But it also taught me that what we can't do often opened up the new door, and that's what opened up the door to prevention of veteran suicide right after that. And when I went over to the WTU, the Wounded Transition Battalion, we had 7 suicides in 6 months. And so that time and that tragedy at the WTU got the program. So I am more than 100% positive that the Lord has a way and a plan for all of us, whether we think we're ready for it or not, whether we can face the tragedy or not, and how we can sustain moving in a new direction, which can be equally, I was going to say painful, it is, challenging, it is, but also phenomenally rewarding when you can save somebody's life. And that's even somebody who doesn't see saving themselves. So it's a powerful mission. And I guess, Ben, to address you and your patience that I don't have, it's because the clock is ticking. And for me, I want to I want to hit a lot more people. I want them to hear when people like you come on the line and talk about how life is reacting and why you come on this call and why and how it helps you. It gives people the proper feedback. And that doesn't mean I expect you to be singing the praises of what we're doing here. It's just life at a very difficult hours with people who understand it and are looking for a path to follow hereafter. And so for me, I love listening to your stories. I love that we've been able to track someone like you, Tommy, after all these years, because in the back of my mind, you were one of those guys that I just couldn't figure out. Why would you go isolate in winter in the freezing cold in the woods? And yet you not only came out of that, you overcame all of it, which were all the other obstacles that were facing you when you came out of the woods. And it's so powerful because your stories resonate with everybody that listens, because people will look at you and say, I don't know how the hell he did that. How the hell did you survive in that cold? You know, I still have that video, by the way, you recorded for us. It really, to this day, still knocks me out because seeing where you were and watch where you've been going to where you are at now, that's just the greatest endorsement for agreeing to go ahead and take care of yourself. You do know that. I mean, don't people who know you then and know you now say, damn, how did he do that? Do you even wonder how you did that?
I don't put too much wonder on it. I knew that it was kind of a low point and I needed to go back in a better direction. And it has been one step at a time in doing that.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, I've needed some help and encouragement along the way, which I've received from you and a few others like you, but they're still rare. Um, so it's at the time it was I had made a suicide attempt before that, and then I went to a therapy program for that for a while. For a month, I was in inpatient treatment up in Anchorage, up at the Chris Kyle Hospital, and kind of I had made this determination I was never going to attempt suicide again. Yet after even doing that program with all the challenges I was facing, maybe subconsciously I was kind of committing a form of it. I had given up. I was trying to hide away and just let nature take its course. My dog kept me warm in the sleeping bag, so it was Bo. He's a great dog. Um, but I remember when it was like in November. It was freezing cold. I hadn't eaten for like 3 days, and I was still alive. And I was like, I had said that I was going to do this working party to move some soil for this gardening group there in Olympia, and that's how there was the phone call that I got from it was Joey and Chuck and oh, I can't remember his name. I could see his face. There was three of them that got a hold of me at that point in time.
Chuck?
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was a wake up call. It was a turning point. I realized, okay, there's people here that care. I need to get back in the game. The time for giving up is over. It's time to move forward. And yeah, there's been a lot of discovering what that direction is along the way. But it's going in a good way now. I've got a solid place. I got a roof over my head. The bills are paid. I got food in the pantry. Life is good.
What?
But it took me making some changes. I had to recognize my own personal effect and how I was triggering other people off into being the way they were. Like I wasn't just it wasn't just them. Sometimes it was me. So learning to control some of those behaviors and be able to look at those not critically, right? Like be able to accept them and then make the positive change from there. Um, and then doing the Marcus Institute was huge. I didn't realize how I was in a depression rut again. I found myself in there, and then going to the Marcus Institute program, it was like, hey, wake up, get going. We got things to do every day. And of course, that breaks you out of that cycle.
Mhm.
Um, and so that was a powerful changer. And then I've just been busy since. So, but yeah,
The interesting thing like about Marcus is you're in that cohort.
Mhm.
There's again, if I said, if there was somebody better off than you, could you name who that would be when you came into it, or somebody that was maybe worse off than you, and how did it end for them? So that you watch that even at graduation, right? It's not
yeah,
only very emotional, it's extremely powerful because you realize you now have a team of medical people who understand a lot about your brain and how it works. So many people are so afraid to pursue that. My brain doesn't break, it gets injured, it gets damaged, and they're a way to compensate for things instead of living with it because you're trying to get used to a new lifestyle and think, well, that's all there is. And when somebody, if you said I've got a headache and a stomach ache, and you go through the treatment and you come away with just a headache, you still hurt, but you feel better. And so, that's the analogy I try to use to say, don't be afraid of it because it's your brain. It's still an organ that has the ability to receive help. And these folks have done an exemplary job. To see them when they first started, which was, I mean, I was blessed to get to know some folks over there very, very early on. And they very quietly took folks in that I asked to have them get into the program. And it's such a phenomenal gift Bernie Marcus did for all those years. And now they've teamed up and they've got big money to be able to help many, many more. The wait is longer, but that's why if you have other things like Summit, for example, I'd like to have a perfect scenario where you have a brain injury. So you say, well, let me go over to Marcus, but it wouldn't hurt in the meantime. Marcus is a apply, they review your application, and if they think you qualify, they bring you back for the 3 days, right? But
Mm.
those 3 days are very aggressive testing of how your body frame, your head, everything, how it all works. But then they go before a team of experts at all kinds of levels to analyze all that data. And that takes a couple of months, sometimes 2.5 months, 3 months, it could be now. But then they come back with an isolated, perfect program for your injury and how to treat that. And so breaking that up, there's nothing to keep you from going to like Summit for hyperbaric treatment, something that can get you started. If you aren't getting your full VA benefits, why can't we be working on that? If people come with drug alcohol, I can tell you now, and I support it. Um, we would try to have somebody, not totally detoxing, but if somebody had been clean for a month, we would agree to send them if we could get them into Marcus or some of the other places. They're now calling for a 6 month delay on that because side effects and things, if you've been drugging for a long time, can impede how things react, etc. And so you can be working on some of those things while maybe you're going to Summit for TBI treatment. In the meantime, you could have applied and get your application and process rolling. Could you get done with Summit with TBI treatment and then maybe go over to Marcus for your 3 day evaluation? So there are things that you can do to work a customized combination of services for you. And if people are willing to do that, it can be an astronomical change to your lifestyle, in addition to your attitude and your family dynamic and your futures. So to not be willing or wanting, to me, I get the people that call and you can almost tell they're not serious. But for me, you better be real serious or don't talk to me again because I'm not going to expend these kind of resources on people that are not that serious. There's more people in need. And if you really, really do want to get healthy, the best place to be is in the company of someone who's been further down the road that was in your shoes earlier because they come from a place of you don't need to sing to this choir. I already lived that nightmare, but now this is where I'm living. And Tom, you're an example of that. You just are. And you didn't give it up. And now life is good. And years ago, I would have said marriage was tough enough. You're never going to get out come out on the other side. So to hear that you guys are doing what you're doing, geez, I'm proud of both of you. It's a big deal.
Well, and thank you for helping me and helping us get there, Deb. Thank you so much. I
That's some
appreciate it.
crazy stuff. I'm really glad she's agreeable and that you guys are moving on in a positive way. Your child is certainly the recipient of both of them. And it's your kind of story that's able to get to other people that's going to impact and make that difference, Tom. It just is. So, Charity, where's Will tonight? Is he around?
He is outside doing some yard stuff right now, but yeah, he's here.
How you guys doing with all that open space you got now?
We like it. It's very, very
Yeah.
nice. We're finally starting to settle in and stuff, so it's really nice. Since you talked about Barrett, I'll try to show a picture, but this was Barrett. I don't know if we can see it very well. My camera isn't very well.
There you
But
go. That's
there
really
we
good.
go. But we go
Yeah.
get the new puppy tomorrow.
Oh gosh,
So
you're kidding.
yeah,
Have
so
you got
he'll
a
come.
name? You got a name
Well,
for him?
his name will be Tucker.
Tucker.
So yeah.
I
So
love it. I
we'll
love
see
it.
how he goes, but he will be desensitized and he's got the bloodlines to hopefully not have to worry about the spookiness again because we're not doing that again.
No, no, I get that. You know what? How old is he? He's a young pup.
He'll be 8 weeks old. So
Yeah.
we were able to hook up with an organization who's actually going to pay to have Tucker trained to be a service dog.
Get out,
Um
really? That's a
yeah.
big deal. I love that. So
So
where's he coming from? How'd you find him?
So there's actually an organization here in Tennessee, Canine something. I can't remember. Will was talking to them, and they actually, when Will told them what he was looking for and how we lost Barrett, he was like, I need a dog that will not have really a risk of being like that. And so they put him in touch with a couple of different breeders. And so we found one, and they are actually in Louisiana, but they're going to meet us in Huntsville, Alabama tomorrow for the with the puppy.
Are you
Um,
kidding? Oh my
and
gosh.
yes, so he was talking to them, and they've been really, really good and really nice. And so he picked the little black lab, and then a buddy of ours who is a VSO here in Tennessee put us in touch with a guy he knows who actually is going to pay and get us into all the training for Tucker.
Oh
So
my goodness, that's tremendous. I mean, that can be very big.
yes, yes, it's it.
Now,
And we looked into organizations to see if he could get a service dog through those ones that will, train and give it to you. But it's a minimum of like a year and a half to, and Will
oh,
can't do 2 years out. There's
no,
just no way.
no,
Because
no.
that dog definitely made a difference.
I know, I know,
So
I know.
we were like, we can't do that. And even with the story, they were just like, it's still going to be at least a year, like the soonest we could find. And we just were like, we can't, like, there's just no way. So he's excited to get the puppy and we'll see what happens. I am excited to see where we'll go in the next chapter.
I love it. How is the training something that's going to be done with you guys? Does the puppy need to go away or no?
So it'll be done with Will. So this one here,
Wow.
it's they actually use basic training, just your basic overall training, and then it's like a lot of fine-tune training, but it's all done. Will be the trainer from start to finish.
My gosh.
So this guy will just help out and do all of the stuff, but most of it will be done by Will himself. So, and Barrett only went away for 4 weeks for his training and came back great. And Will had already trained most of them. He just needed a few little tweaks. And the only thing we could never break him was of the loud noise thing. So
Yeah, of course. So sorry. Good night. You know, it's I mean, I say really good for you, both of you. That's a real hard road to cross too. And some people wait till they're ready. Others wait until they find the right opportunity. You guys always do what you do. A lot of research. You check in. You know exactly what you're going to look for, what you need, what's going to be expected of you. I say huge congratulations to both of you because you are grieving and extremely, distraught, and yet still saying, "This is what we need to do." And it's a beautiful thing, absolutely
yeah,
beautiful.
it was crazy because we were only here for one full week before we lost Barrett.
Yeah,
So
it's just so
the new,
insane.
yeah, it was a little nuts, but it's getting better every day.
I know it's hard. Hey Nate, what any opportunity? I know we've talked about it before with some of the guys that you're exposed to. Do you see an opportunity where some of them might want to get help or get involved or at least listen to the kind of opportunities we might be able to present? What are your thoughts about that?
So I haven't been able to talk to my wing commander. We're getting a new upgrade aircraft, and so my command or my wing, excuse me, is mostly like for flying C 130s. So um, I have reached out to, so I'm military and family readiness. Every branch has like a soldier family readiness, Marine readiness, sailor. Um, I was talking to my counterpart down in Springfield, and I was kind of telling like, hey, I'm on this podcast every Wednesday, and I really want to head out there and see and kind of be like the test bed. And her husband had like three different cancers, and he's a veteran, and I was kind of bringing it up like, hey, you should think about this, and everything that I was telling her, guys, she was she was blown away and wanted to know more. But so I might hit it on two different fronts. With your permission, I'm still going to put everything together and see if it's cool to pass out to the military and family readiness side, because a lot of my coworkers all around the United States, they're either a veteran themselves in the military or their spouse of a veteran, and those people are really hurting as well. That what caretaker fatigue, or just spouses coming back and deploying. And so, unfortunately, I lost my coworker to a really awesome job, and so I'm just been behind. But I plan on putting it in front of my wing commander, and that is during the commanders meeting. So I'll have all the different commanders of the unit and put a slideshow together, because their Air Force is really big on their PowerPoints. I think almost every branch is now, but
Yeah.
but the my boss just got replaced. I got a new one. We're pretty good friends because we worked in the same area. Now he's going to be running my unit area, and I was talking about both sides are really excited to kind of know more. I just haven't had the opportunity to like
Well,
really.
I get it. Like, it's not even about that, but I would say this. It was kind of interesting. We just had the wrong audience. Mortensen Construction in Utah, they've just been tremendous allies of ours. They run that clay chute and this year they raised $90,000. That money will all go to interventions. The concept could be a little different. What they did is they invited us out one time to talk, but a large portion of their audience was not military. And so it's kind of like talking apples and oranges, they're just not on the same page. But there's an opportunity, if ever, keep it in mind, we could bring a few of the lead QRF people to you. And sometime, if they ever host, sometime, I don't know what you might call them, over at Fort Carson, they'd have all kinds of holiday events, but they'd have other activities they'd put together. If there was ever an opportunity where we could come to you and just give an overview of get ready, because when you get out of the military, here's what you might have happen, here's how you might feel, but here's a number you can call. It just kind of gets that thinking moving in a different direction, which is preparation after service to country, because that's often when people start isolating in their own heads, let alone while they're doing it now. Because, for example, if we could work something like that out, just being able to present some of the resources or getting a representative on a call where they could hear a 10-minute, here's what we do at the Marcus Institute. If you think you have a problem, let me tell you what we can do for you. It doesn't leave them hanging at the end of the day when they do get out and they do have an opportunity to realize that, damn, I not only can get help, but it can really make a big difference in my reintegration to a civilian society. So keep something like that in mind, or if anybody you're talking to, it's kind of like bringing an intervention to you, if you will. It'll be short and it will be a presentation depending on what they want, but we would be open to all of the above. There's nothing better I don't think anyone can deny, than bringing people who have lived on this side of the world and now are coming on this side of the world to tell the after effect of what happened. Because we all remember what it was when we got that call, like from someone like Tom in the middle of the forest in winter. And you think, that's not possible he's doing that. But he overcame it, he survived, and he kept fighting for himself. And now you can hear the result. And even the relationship and the children and the ex-wife and all that, it's doable in a way that doesn't just, perhaps somebody's in a tough marriage and the marriage ends and they are so angry at each other that they go for each other, but they don't try to communicate. We just sort of step in with people like Charity and Will. They're both very, very strong people. They've just lost their therapy dog, a huge loss, and they both travel on their lane, help each other, and now are still grieving, but going to go do something to move forward. That just brings inspiration to people to say, that's probably worse off than my situation. If they can do it, I certainly could do this. So keep that kind of thought process in mind. I don't know if the military receives that well or not. I was pretty well involved at Fort Carson for many, many years. And once they embrace you, um, you have great privilege. I have been removed from Fort Carson for many, many years. But I was on the good neighbor list. And to this day, I get invited to every change of command, every major event they have. So it's a tremendous honor. But beyond that, we were able to do so many things on post and pre deployments and welcome homes and hail and farewells and all those things that can make a really big difference. And
Do you,
especially from people who have been out for a while, who can
Mhm.
remember those days and tell you this is an easier way to go to reintegrate. So
Mhm. Um, I was just thinking about this. Have you guys ever done a yellow ribbon event?
have not. What do
Okay.
they
Do
do with
you,
it? I don't know
so
what that.
yellow ribbon is, when I was in the Marine Corps, I don't remember hearing anything about it. So it might just be Army, and Air Force.
Hmm.
But it's a pre, during, and post, um, uh, seminar, I guess. So
Interesting.
when the GWAT was like really kicking off around 06, 07, I think one of the first ones popped off, but it was basically to set up you and your spouse for hey, these are things to think about when your spouse is gone. Like, who does this part, this housework, who takes care of this?
Great
Okay,
idea.
here's a gap, finances, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now they've kind of consolidated down to one seminar, so you can go before you deploy or you can go after to deploy, but it's mandatory. And there's tons of speakers from all over, and that's another thing I was kind of thinking about the other day. I know that they have them out in Colorado because there's Army Guard out there. Um, I know, I'm pretty sure Active does it as well. I mean, we're the Guard, we kind of get the like the trickle down stuff. So I'd assume they have yellow ribbons for the Army, but I think that would be a really good opportunity. We have one coming up. I believe it should be first quarter of fiscal um, of next year, and those are, I would say, an easy kill because you're getting in front of everyone, and you're talking about the thing that no one wants to talk about, but everyone wants to know.
Yeah,
Um,
it's so true. It's so
so
true. Years ago, Sergeant Major Ramirez was Marine Corps, getting ready to deploy to Afghanistan, his entire unit. He's the only guy I knew that really understood. I think I had mentioned this to you before, but he brought a bunch of Vietnam vets in. And those
mm,
guys, it was so kick ass. I have to tell you, dang. You got these big old Vietnam boys that just look dangerous, but gentle heart. Oh my goodness. And they just called it like it is. And oh my gosh, those kids were scared to death. They're going on their first deployment. It was right at the height. They were, oh, it's just tough stuff. Their families were there. And I went in that room with those Vietnam vets. I think that's kind of what inspired me, to be honest with you, to do the interventions. Just bring it right from people because I learned it from the Gold Stars. Even with the Gold Star mothers, somebody in that room is better off and worse off than the others by loss of a second child. And that was Carol and Mark Graham, the command general at Fort Carson. And they were the most incredible, phenomenal people I have ever known. Politically, they just got axed in the military. They got axed. But he runs Vets for Warriors 24/7, urgent call, answer a call, guaranteed, absolutely remarkable human being. I think the greatest man wife I've ever met. And they do all the right stuff to get their folks ready. And having people like that, doing things like that, if the military wouldn't be so afraid to, I always felt like it was about accepting something that hadn't been done before. It's like, we got to roll away, we're going in this lane, we know what we're doing over there. But every day you live, there could be a new opportunity out there to just give it a break and listen for a little bit, see if it might work for your folks. And I think we've got a real good group of people that are very seasoned, have been out of the military long enough now, have suffered personal tragedies that I guess can be imminent for many. And at the end, how did they react to that? It just listening to people who've lived very tough lives have tremendous stories to tell. And if they can survive and come out on top, it's an encouraging thing for others to hear. So I even appreciate what you're trying to do, Nate. Thank you. If it happens, it does, so be it. And if it just gets you all to talk differently on post, that's a great thing too. So thanks for all you do. And thanks for being here. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm hopeful that I always started out because I'm used to talking to a much larger group. So but if at the end of the day you do even hit a story for one person, that's a good thing too. And so one couple at a time, one person at a time. I hope we continue to grow this. We've got them on record. We'll be posting them on YouTube. And just you reaching out to the folks out there. It's a really big deal. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah,
I'm
no
not
problem. Thank you.
seeing anyone else joining us tonight. Charity, stay strong, girl. You're a powerful lady. You're a powerful lady. And I suspect we'll be hearing stories about this new little one coming. I'm sorry, what did you name him again?
So his name's going to be Tucker. And of course, you'll eventually meet him.
I love
But,
that.
yeah.
I think about, I have a list of dog names. I was always a dog person. I would find strays as I was a kid, never stopped doing it. But Tucker's on my list. So
That's funny. So, yeah.
it's such a cool name. Barrett too. I mean, you guys just know how to name your dog. And you got dogs that are blessed, just like you guys were indeed. So, our heart breaks with you. And I'm really, really proud of how you're adapting and
Well, I mean, you
allowing
gave him
yourself.
prime rib for one of his last meals. How many dogs can say they ate prime rib?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's all good. I'm excited for both of you. Is Will ready to start training?
He is. He
Good
is. He wants his
stuff.
a little sidekick again.
Good stuff. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Well, guys, I'm gonna kind of sign off here a little bit early. I'm not sure what time it is, but we'll try this again, same time, same station next week. Tom, thanks for joining always.
Thanks
And
for having us, Deb.
let me know your thoughts about going out to get some oxygenation to that brain of yours.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. So I also would tell you, Robert Rhodes, I think you ought to try to increase it. I don't care if it's by 10% or whatever it is. Go for everything you're possibly entitled to. Robert's good, knows how to dissect the VA system. So you're getting your benefits. Wouldn't hurt to try to get 10% more if you can. So let me know if and when you want to do something like that. Just give me a nod and I'll have him give you a call. All
Look
right.
forward to working with them. Thank you for helping me with that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have him give you a shout out. I'll take that as a yes. So I'll reach out to him, give you your contact. You don't need to fill anything out again. And we'll just kind of go from there. And then in the meantime, question, do you stay in touch with any of the guys from the cohort at Marcus? Have you done that?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we
I
at
love
least
it.
weekly there's a text too that comes out. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Is Marcus encouraging that now in the cohort before they let everybody go?
yes, I feel like that was encouraged before we
Good.
left.
I'm
I
really pleased about that because I said if you don't at least give them that opportunity, you
hmm,
guys have shared private stories. You've watched very difficult moments of all of you, but that's why it's a safe place to do it. That's why it works.
yeah,
And you can't deny there was probably still somebody in that environment better off than you, worse off than you.
yep,
Did it through treatment, did it through therapy, and is probably doing it now while they're on their own. And if you guys reach out to each other, there's always going to be that identity, and you'll be able to talk him off a cliff and vice versa because you both have been through it. You know what the keys are, and you could say, hey, man, you went through it while we were in Marcus. You can try again. It's a
yeah.
great way to go. I love it. All right. So I'm putting you down
Debbie,
for, yes,
I almost forgot. Did Ingrid reach out to you?
Ingrid. Who is Ingrid? I'm sorry.
The Will called Warrior's Heart. Remember when we were in Utah and you were talking
She
about
did
Ingrid?
reach out to me. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yep.
Lovely. And I appreciate that so much. You know, she's a lovely lady, and I'm a strong advocate for Warrior's Heart. They do a good job.
Yeah,
And
he
so
just called up and did a salesman pitch and so he got her on the phone and said you need to call Debbie.
I
So I
love
just
it.
wanted to see if she had reached out.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, all right, Tom, I'm putting you down for possibly going to Summit for TBI
Yes.
oxygenation. I'm going to have Robert Rose give you a call for VA benefits. Try to go for the last bit. And anything else that we can do for you?
Oh no, I appreciate you so much, Deb.
Yeah,
I have
that's
a
all
roof
right.
over
I
my
know.
head and
Look,
going in a good direction because of you.
don't
So
kid
thank
yourself.
you.
It's all part of my own ego. I know that boy's getting close. He got there 10% to go. We can get him there. I know we can. I'm very
Thank
proud of you. You did a great job. Any final comments from anybody? No, hearing none. Well,
Yeah.
Ben's not. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, so I'm really interested in the TBI stuff. Is there any way you can elaborate on like the actual like treatment or what they do and like what is the proposed outcome, I guess,
Tom, tell him what you went
if
through.
that's
Tell him what
fine?
it's like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
glad to share that. So the Marcus Institute program, at least what they had for me, was 3 weeks. They focused on physical therapy, which was getting you to regain your balance between your sensory, your visual, and your vestibular balance systems. That was a big part of it. Art therapy. That was just really great to be able to emotionally express and be creative and kind of get into that side of the brain. There was behavioral health therapy. So, talking about some of the incidents and how that made you feel and processing some of that out. They also had speech language pathology, helping you to regain some function in life by helping you learn how to set up a schedule and how to communicate better. And then there were different classes that we had throughout it. One was focused on nutrition, another one was focused on the brain function itself. We also did equine or horse therapy in there, which was definitely, I didn't realize how powerful I was going to be, but
Isn't that
you
crazy? I
just have to
know.
experience the horse therapy. I don't know
You
how else to
do.
put it
It's
in words.
beautiful. Yes.
Um, but and then when I was doing that course, it was with 5 other people, so there were 6 of us total, and we all had varying backgrounds. I mean, we had special forces Green Beret operators on one side, and then we had medics on the other, and I mean, it was everything, and then I was in the in between, So it was just kind of, it was a perfect mix. We all had different experiences and stories of how we did get an injury that led us there, and some of the challenges that we had faced in life, and just how similar some of the stories were was amazing, and that helped you realize, okay, this is something we can work past and work through. So, doing the 3 weeks of that intensive therapy helps on the backside, being able to function in regular life. So. They definitely got me much more involved with the VA hospital system and getting my appointments going there, and just being able to function with my family and scheduling better. Uh, it's been a great improvement in my life. So I highly recommend it if you get the opportunity to go to Marcus Institute or something like that. There's multiple programs out there for it. I highly recommend it.
I would tell
Is
you
it
something.
in residence?
Yes. So the Marcus Institute, they had how they had housing. There was old military housing, old officers' quarters. So, and it wasn't bad. It was quite nice, actually. I thought. It does take a little bit of teamwork because you're there with a cohort, so you got to work together to keep it somewhat clean and get meals done and stuff. But um, So it was kind of communal, but on site for sure. Yeah, for the 3 weeks.
The
Awesome.
whole
Thank you so
idea is
much.
putting
Glad
you
to, glad to.
putting you through that cohort. You aren't alone, and there's still people better off than you and worse off than you, and they're all struggling in their own way. Art therapy, isn't that even amazing enough? Did they have you do it when you first arrived and then again at the end?
Yes, they had individual and group art therapy. So there were things that you did individually, and then things that you did with the cohort. Um,
Were you
the,
able to offer a comparison from the first time you did the artwork to the last time?
a little bit, yes, because there's different things that you work on doing the individual therapy, so you can see different progressions of it, but it's the ability to be able to express how you feel and what you've been through. That's what made the impact for me. Um, and so you could see how at first maybe it was a little more guarded, and then towards the end it was out there in the open. We did
Yes.
everything from drawing a tree project to a chalk project to doing a mask. And all those things have different meanings and different ways to help you understand and process what you've been through.
And how would you define your last day there at graduation as opposed to the first day that you showed up?
Yeah, so the first day I showed up, like I'd said, I was in a depressive rut for sure. Just kind of going to bed late, waking up late, muddling through the day. Whereas when you're in that program, you can't really do that. You've got to get up early and get going, and you got things to do. And so that was good getting back into that cycle again. Definitely felt much more alive and alert. Being there in Denver, you're up at a mile high, so there's a little bit of a conditioning
Challenge?
factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're walking all over that campus. So by the
Yep.
time you're done with that, you're in a better condition physically, I think.
Yep.
Um, and
And
then
compare that to your graduation day. Did
yeah,
you
so
want to do it? Did you want to stay? Could you see yourself completing it as opposed to graduating from the program?
yeah, I didn't have any doubt in my mind that I would graduate from the program. But I did have, so for sure on my last day, I was definitely concerned with all the things at home that I needed to get after. That was sitting on the back of my mind, but I felt good about them, like I could handle them, right? Like they weren't in the beginning of the course, everything was overwhelming me every day. At the end of the course, I could sit down and actually process and digest some of that and make some
Exactly.
order out of it.
Yeah.
And that was a huge shift for me.
Yes.
Um, and just and having, I mean, I know you talked about the team of doctors, right? When you recognize the level of professional experience that is being put into you, you
Yes.
start recognizing, okay, this is a real problem and this is something I need to deal with and focus on. Like you start taking it more seriously, but then they explain to you on top of things, they help make sense of what's been going on. So you're not beating yourself up over it, right? You're understanding finally what's been going on and how you can shift and do better going forward. Um, so
It's
I
pretty
really love that.
amazing. It
Yeah.
is amazing, isn't it? I mean, as
Yeah.
you start to reflect, it's a lot. And
Mhm.
it's in 3 intense weeks. You
Yeah.
go for the first 3 days testing to evaluate where your injury is, how your brain responds and reacts. Then they take that 2 plus 3 months, whatever it is, to analyze that with their entire team of doctors. And then it's a customized program for you for the way they see your test brain working. And then applying all of that to get you personally to your great ability successfully as they can from whatever they're able to treat. It's a remarkable thing. And I
Yeah.
believe they've done extremely well. I resent that they're popular now. It was so nice when we could slide them in the back door. But we decided to start integrating things like hyperbaric treatment, other things, if it's drug, alcohol, whatever, getting your benefits, other things that can be done simultaneously while you're waiting after you do the eval, getting into the program, doing the 3 day thing, and then waiting out, however long it takes for them to go bring you through for those 3 weeks. It's worth every bit of time and energy you can put in, and it's worth the unbelievable amount of money they have to pay and spend. And thank God they're where they need to be now. They've got a lot of money. They need a lot of money. It can be astronomically expensive. 50 grand was the estimate for one person to go through all that. You can understand why now.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's very good stuff, and definitely, Nate, would be worth anybody's time to try to qualify to get in. Accept the delay. We'll work other things out with your life and availability for other kinds of treatment and programs and things, getting your benefits, whatever could be done. But all of that can be done simultaneously while you're living your life. Take time here. If you want to go over to hyperbaric, you're looking at about 26, 28 days. Put that on your radar. Make sure your child's taken care of, all that. You can talk to them, Zoom them, whatever. You can even bring them with you, by the way, if you have somebody to care. They're nice living quarters right on the campus. The campus is beautiful, rooms, gyms, pools, rest areas, everything you could ever dream of, really. It's a small refrigerator. We'll stock you with food. We'll pay for that kind of thing. So having them work with us, it's just a beautiful way to go. So if you're serious about all that, let's just get it started. So what I'll do right now is we'll at least start with you. We'll start with the VA benefit thing, and then talk about it with Crystal or whatever you want or need, and give me a rough time frame about when you think you'd like to try to go to hyperbaric. It's in Idaho, and they treat all year long. So let's give that some thought, okay? Let me know. All right. All good. Anybody with anything final they want to talk about or questions? Anything? Nope. Well, we'll hope to see you all again next week if you want, and if not, hopefully new people come on board. Recognize when you tell your story, you're talking to somebody who needs to hear what you went through, because they're thinking about it too. All right. Nice to see all of you. Thank you always for joining. If you have any questions, Nate, let me know. Always around. And Chris,
Recording stopped.
hang in, baby girl. Hang in. All right. We love you guys.